Welcome back to Magnetic Women Monday, the global space where powerful women come to break patterns, claim their voice, and step into the income, identity, and the confidence they were never taught to own. Today's conversation is one I genuinely believe every working woman must hear. Because for years, we have been told work hard, stay loyal, be patient, but nobody told us what exactly determines how much we earn or why so many brilliant women stay underpaid. And that's why I'm so excited for today's guest. She is a TEDx speaker, a freedom coach, and a woman who teaches working women how to stop shrinking, stop settling, and start getting paid like the leaders. So please help me welcome Natalie Gates. In this conversation, we are going to go deep into the mindset, confidence, and money truth that most workplaces hope you never discover. So take a deep breath, grab a notebook, because this episode might change everything about how you see your world. So let's begin. So, welcome to the show, Natalie. I'm so grateful that you are here today with us.
I am so thankful. I'm so glad that uh, the universe and LinkedIn brought us together. So thank you for trusting what you're doing and inviting me into your beautiful space. I'm grateful for that.
You're most welcome. So this is one of the topic I really like because I've been into corporate world and I'm still in the corporate world, and I see things, what things are going on. And then money is something which empowers women, and we all know about it. So, but then before we go deep into those things, I want to know exactly how you started everything. So, before all the clarity you have today, all the success you have today, what is that one defining money moment from any stage of your life that completely changed how you understood power, ambition, and what women truly deserve financially?
Oh, that's such a great question. I don't know if there's one moment. Two moments come to mind. I started working when I was 14 years old, and it was mandatory that I save at least 30% of my check. And
Okay.
so I did it every time I got paid. And there were times when I was asked, "Well, how much are you saving this paycheck?" And there, so when they, depending on the answer or whatever, sometimes it was matched. So if I say, "Oh, I'm saving 50%," then my guardian at the time would match it 50%. So I learned early on that saving and having money was very important. Another thing is, which was happening at the same time I was learning about personal finance, I was also around a lot of people with money. I was going to charity events and galas and things like that. And so I saw that these people had a lot of money. And
Right.
I was wondering, how are they getting this money? Because I need it too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those were the point when you felt like, oh my God, I want to have that money too. How are they? Then what happened? What changed?
For me, I don't think it's necessarily much change besides growth and having more access. Well, I guess that's a change, access. But some of the stuff comes with, me getting older. For me, it was really understanding money and how it operates. I think so many of us come from this poverty or lack mindset,
Mm,
especially around money. Because when I was raised, I never heard money grew on trees, but somehow I know that. And I didn't understand my money headaches until I became an entrepreneur. And all your things come up. Like so many people don't feel worthy of having a certain money amount.
right.
And for me, I'm okay with fundraising. I don't mind fundraising for someone else's initiative. But when I was asking for money for my own business, there was a block there. And I was like, girl, why are you not worth this? You have so much knowledge that women are not aware of that will absolutely change their lives and they will make so much more money. Why should you not be paid a wage for this? And so when
Right.
I learned that, it really changed where I'm like, the price is the price, and I know that my program works. And so if you want to make more money in your career, you can try to piecemeal it together and take forever, or you can come into a proven program and take all this knowledge, and once you have it, and you could double your income. You can do whatever you want with money. And money is important. I don't like that people act like money doesn't buy happiness. It does.
It
It does.
does. Hmm. So where does this all belief comes from?
I really believe it came from self. I wasn't raised to want to be wealthy. I don't think I know many people in my family who like talks about having wealth and being a multimillionaire or billionaire. For me, I think it was I rubbed elbows with so many wealthy people and they never talked about their money, but I didn't see them stress about it. The
Mm,
conversations were very different. I saw them write big checks. So I think that little exposure in me, like looking at this and being like, wow, like when you go to an auction and they're like 50,000, 30,000, $80,000, and someone puts their paddle up, you know that they got $80,000 to spend. So it's
yeah.
like, I knew inside of me that I wanted so much more. And so
Mm,
because I had that in my spirit, I just kept going. And you cannot tell me that I will not be a multimillionaire and hit a billion at least once. You can't tell me that because I
yeah.
just know it in my spirit that it's possible. And I think a lot of times we get what we desire because of our mental state.
Mm-hmm.
We think that we we're so conditioned to believe there's a right way to do things or you have to do it this way. And
Right.
I believe if you are connected to your spirit and your creator, whatever that looks like for you, in your mind, you can accomplish it all. Now, it
Mm,
may take longer if you don't invest in yourself,
right.
but it's still possible.
Still possible. Mm-hmm. Right. So, what is one belief you think that women in general inherit from their family, culture, or the society that silently limits their earning potential even before they start their career? Just one belief, like, so that, people can just point out, oh, this is
Hmm.
what it is. It's actually
Hmm.
harming me.
Oh, I wish I knew who wrote this. But I'm going to say the one belief is around confidence. So when little girls go to school, their
Mhm.
confidence start to tank. And I
Mhm.
think that is the absolute most important belief that prevents women from living in their full potential. Boys are praised for doing, I don't want to call it dumb, but like they do a little hop and they're praised for it, right?
Right.
And absolutely, that's a big thing in their world because they're like, what, 5 years old? They only been on the planet 5 years and they don't have a lot of experience to know that's not a big deal. So I get being praised for that, but that same type of praise is not given to girls. And I don't
Mm,
understand that. And that right there teaches women or young girls that become women to shrink, to not believe in themselves. And so you see so many women afraid to speak up for themselves because, first of all, it gives a reaction in the body that makes you so scared. Like it is scary to speak up. There are consequences to it. But I also believe because we have been taught to trust ourselves and to have confidence in our intuition, that it stops us from living fruitful lives.
yeah.
I think young girls today are much better than my generation and generations beforehand. I will definitely say I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea when a little girl says, I'm the best at this, or no one can beat me, or I'm the fastest runner, and be wrong, even the comments I see on social media is like, she's too much, she's this or that. I still see it. And
Yes.
there is something that people need to sit with self and say, why did that comment or that video trigger me? Like I think about the things that I say. I believe I am the baddest on the block. I believe
Mm,
when I walk into rooms, necks ought to turn. Why? Because I'm just that confident and I bring value to the room. But me saying that about self has nothing to do with the other woman in the room. I believe she is the baddest on the block. I believe when she walks in, next should turn. We should be that confident. And when I say that to some people, are like, whoa, wow, that's a lot. And it's
Mm.
like, it's a lot because you don't believe in that with yourself. And that's sad. It's a reflection of you that you're projecting on me that I absolutely won't own.
Yeah, yeah. This is such an important point you just mentioned. Hmm. Yeah. So, from everything you have seen, what is one unspoken truth about how money really works for women in corporate? Little bit about corporate because I know that's your main focus right now, that how women should work in the corporate, how they can be confident in the corporate, how can they get into a corporate. So, just a little bit about that.
Yeah. I want to say that I believe every industry, whether it's private, public, or corporate, it all operates the same. There is
Hmm.
a corporate feeling to all of these organizations. And at the end of the day, I don't care if it's nonprofit or not, a lot of them are concerned about money.
Hmm.
And I know that in my clients' experiences, as well as my own, you're treated differently depending on where you are within the organization. We
Hmm.
tend to not have a lot of respect for our entry level positions. They're overlooked. They don't have
Yeah.
a lot, their opinions are not cared for. And so I would say, I tell people all the time, get out of entry level roles. Mid to senior levels where you belong. And the the thing that stops women from making as much money is they don't ask. We let people play in our faces. You let, and I say let because it is a choice. I know this is like hard language because people are like, I tried. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you didn't have strategy. Uh,
Mm.
you let a hiring manager tell you how much you're going to make and you take it. That's not
Mm.
okay. 76% of companies expect you to negotiate. With it being that high, you should just ask. And the worst that will happen is a no. You don't
No.
see a lot of people get offers rescinded unless you're being absolutely diabolical in your ask. Uh, but you should ask. And when you ask, this is the trick that people absolutely need to take if they take nothing else out of this talk from us. When
Mm.
you're negotiating and you ask, you say that
Right.
number and you hush. There's gonna be
Mm.
that awkward pause, and you're gonna be like, I want to feel it. I tell my clients all the time, drink some water. The
Mm.
next voice that should say anything is the hiring manager. Because if you say something, you're not getting that number you asked for. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's so beautifully said. Mm. Right. It's all about so much of confidence in ourselves and the worth. You know your worth and then act on it. Yeah. So you know the worth and you have the confidence to speak. And that changes the game.
Yes.
Mm.
And knowing your worth is truly knowing it. Like
Truly.
absolutely knowing it. Like people say, "Oh, I know I'm worthy of this or that," but then they can't ask for something.
How
Or they
can you
can't.
build that kind of belief? How did you build that belief? I want to know
Oh, that's
because
such a great question. Because
yours
I
look like an unshakable belief you have. So,
Thank you. I really appreciate that question because people look at me and like, "Oh, you've always been confident." And I'm like, I really, no, no. I used to shrink. I used to think things about myself. I didn't know that I was beautiful until I was much older in life. And I wanted to be beautiful. And at
yeah.
the time, I thought beauty was a size. Like you had to be skinny to be beautiful. And so
Mm.
I went on this like weight loss journey for a very long time trying to be skinny, thinking that was going to help me be beautiful. And when I got skinny, I, I didn't feel beautiful. I felt like I was so unhealthy because I was trying to lose more weight. So I say all that to say that I've been chasing this beauty that I didn't know was already within myself. And I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound so corny and you're not going to believe it, but if you keep doing it, it's absolutely going to work. Beauty for me started by looking in the mirror. And I would look in my eyes. I would stare just like this. And
Okay.
I would just, for moments, say nothing. And then I would say, I am beautiful. And I didn't believe it. I didn't feel it. My mind was like, girl, whatever. But I would say it often. I love my thighs, which was a for for clarity's sake, I'll say it's an area of my body I didn't like. I was teased as a child from an adult about my thighs, so I struggle with them. I love my thighs. I love my mole. I just went through my body. I love, I love, I love. I am so gorgeous. And I said that for a long time. And then I started working out, and I didn't know that, people talk about working out builds confidence. I didn't work out for that. I was like, I'm trying to get smaller. I want to be healthier. I want to be stronger. But working out and seeing the body changes and honoring those changes builds confidence. And
Mm.
then you add on wearing whatever you want to wear that makes you feel sexy adds confidence. Then whatever type of body accessories that you love and you add that on makes you confident. For me, I love body glitter. I wear body glitter to the gym. I wear it around the house. I wear it to the grocery store. Wherever I'm going, whatever I'm doing, I'm wearing body glitter. Like you can't really see it today, but I have it on. Why? Because it makes me feel
Feel,
sexy.
yeah.
And when you feel sexy day in and day out, I feel sexy in spandex shorts and a t-shirt in my house.
Mm.
Like it's not a look like, oh my God, you have this, you scroll social media and you see this person, they're sexy. Is sexy exists in so many different ways that we have to find our own. And I use sexy for a reason. We
Mm.
struggle with saying we're sexy.
Mm.
Sexy has been sexualized, it has been beaten, it has been told not to use that word. I think about the red lipstick, kind of the same thing. Like red has been, I don't know how you were raised, but I couldn't wear red as a child.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, true. No,
when
that's
I,
the same thing for us. Yeah.
yeah. And when I see the girlies with red nails, I'm like, you are that girl. I still haven't really tapped into that. But my point is, it's you looking at self. And let's
Mm.
say the mirror is not something that you want to do because there's many ways to go about this. Journaling about who you are, journaling about what you love, saying affirmations, and being around people who compliment you. And girls, when you are complimented, the first thing that needs to come out of your mouth is thank you. Not like, oh, you like these earrings? I just got them here. They're not all that. None of that. None of that. None of that. None of
Mm.
that. First of all, it minimizes the compliment that you received. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel good to the person who gave you the compliment, and you're not seeing your worth in that moment. And I
Mm.
know that it can be uncomfortable when you're starting to see people see you because being seen is complicated. Uh, but if you hear someone say, like, for example, let's use you. I said your skin was so beautiful. If you just sat there and paused and said, wow, to yourself, wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Natalie Janine. It lets your body feel good. And
Yeah.
then you're like, yeah, I got beautiful skin. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a combination of things. And first, it starts with self. No one can give you confidence. If you don't believe in it, you won't believe in it.
Mm. Wow. Yes, it's very important that we believe in ourselves.
Hmm.
And it's important that we do it ourselves. We don't like rely on somebody else to start giving compliment and what they are saying to us, we make that as an identity.
Hmm.
Just, what I want, I start to build that.
Yeah.
And it becomes as unshakable, just like yours. So
Hmm. Hmm. And
lovely.
one more thing, we have to get out of what society tells us is true. We know the rules are made up and they're a lie. We know it. So there's no such thing as society's beauty.
Mm,
Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and we have heard that for a long time. So I think it's so important that whatever society tells you and it doesn't align, don't don't believe it.
don't
I
believe.
was raised that there's an exception to every rule. I carry that with me. And
Mm,
so there's an exception to society's standards of beauty. There's an exception to what success is. There's an
mm,
exception to how you climb the corporate ladder. Be
right.
the exception. Make your own rules. The idea that women don't believe in work-life balance is wreaking havoc on your nervous system. And
Mm.
we are, I I have to just be honest. If we believe in that and we experience burnout and anxiety, do you believe you're going to live a long life?
All
Are you going
right.
to live a fruitful life?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you have to find the balance. People that say that doesn't exist, I absolutely hate that. I think that is a disservice to society and women. Don't do that to us. We already work so hard. We're
Mm-hmm.
already trying to figure out what does work-life balance look like? What does success look like? And the idea that you tell people that it doesn't exist, oh my gosh, it ruffles my feathers every time.
Mm. So why do people stay in that stable job or stable, you know, they're just worried about getting that income, but then they know that they are getting burnout, but still they are still there. Why they feel stuck or something? What is wrong with
I think
the
there's a combination of things. We've been taught that if you make good money, stay where you are. I also think it can be very scary to leave what feels safe
mm,
for something new. Also, you're uncomfortable in this situation,
situation?
but
But
it's an uncomfortable thing that you know. Like you know, if you have a
have a
boss who
boss
is
is
toxic,
toxic.
you're
Hmm.
gonna experience toxicity Monday through Friday. Like you know that, so you're prepared for that. Um, and I think a lack of trust, a lack of the unknown. It's scary at times. And my thing is, would you rather be stressed out Sunday through Thursday going to a job? And the reason why I say Sunday is because Sunday you're preparing for work. Thursday you're like, oh my God, I have work. And then by Friday you're like, oh my God, it's the weekend. So that's why I say Sunday through Thursday. Or would you rather trust that there's something so much better for you and you're
Mm,
going to embrace the anxiety, you're going to embrace the nerves, you're going to embrace the unknown to go get better? And I think I am a perfect person for this and to do this type of work because I am the face of a job hopper. I have worked for toxic bosses. I have been in situations that felt unhealthy work-wise, and I leave. I absolutely will leave. I am not about to stay anywhere where I am not wanted. That feels disgusting, and I know that I'm worthy of so much more. So I'm going to walk out on you. And my
mm,
walkout wasn't always I quit today. It was sometimes with 2 weeks notice. And sometimes it was a 2 weeks notice without an excuse. My last day is 2 weeks from now. Why? People don't get to treat you as if you're trash when you're one of the most valuable pieces on earth. And I know that everyone's not Christian, so I don't want to make it seem like this is the way. But when you were created, you were good, very good. I believe everyone was created whole and precious.
yes.
Perfection. We love babies. Everybody loves babies just about. When you see you're like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful baby, or whatever you say, it gives you the feels. And because of society, whether that's your parents, your siblings, your community, your environment, wherever, started to
Mm,
tear you apart.
yes.
Get back to who you were created to be. Beautifully, good, very good. So that you don't stay anywhere stuck. You don't stay
Mm,
anywhere where you don't belong. And I go out to tell people all the time, if your work life is not great, your home life isn't great.
yes.
So we have to clean it all up. And it's
Yeah.
worth cleaning up so that you can smile, so that you can enjoy life and see the goodness of life. Life is good, even when there is chaos, which there is chaos in the world right now. Two things can coexist. There's chaos in the world, and my life is very good. And I want you to have both of those. Ideally, I would love for life to be good, but that's sometimes out of our control.
Mm, yeah, that's very true. So, what are the subtle behavior that reveal that women is unconsciously earning below her worth? Even if she works very, very hard, but then still, her paycheck and everything is very, very low, and then still she's just there. What is that unconscious thing that is going on in her mind?
I think when you're in this state, because I've been in this state and I've helped hundreds of women in this state, is that we have been conditioned to believe working hard gets us paid. And I really want people, when they hear me say this, to really reflect. So I'm talking a lot quieter and a lot slower because I want us to be reflective as I share this answer. I want you to look back over your career and every position where you worked hard. How many times were you overlooked for promotion? How many times were you overlooked for a salary increase that was more than 5%? That happens time and time again because consciously we believe hard work gets us the job. Hard work gets us paid. But the evidence and the data from our own lives shows us that's a lie. And
Mm.
then we wonder why Chad, who does not do a great job, but is liked, keeps getting promoted.
Right.
This is a popularity contest. We're still in high school,
Mm.
unfortunately, dressed
Mm.
up as grown adults.
Mm.
So that's it. Also, because we have been taught you don't talk about sex, politics, and money, we have subconsciously adopted that as our reality, consciously acting out on it. So when we are offered positions, we're not negotiating, we're not asking for more, we're not saying what we need because we don't feel like it's okay to ask. We believe that if we would lose the opportunity if we asked. And I
Mm.
tell people all the time, where did you get that from? That if you ask for more, you lose it. That's made up. I don't think people have data on that. When I ask my clients who tell me that, what experiences do you have with that? Well, I just
Right.
think that they need me, so I just think that they will say no. But you need you. So what data do you have to back up what you're saying? You should ask. And my thing is, if me asking for a healthy environment or something I need to thrive means you're going to say no or you're going to rescind the offer, you didn't deserve me in the first place.
Mm.
And let me tell you this, because I've been the girly who was afraid to speak up at work. As,
Okay.
oh my God, they're gonna fire me. Oh my God, they're gonna retaliate. Oh my God, this and that's going to happen. At times, it did happen. Other times, it didn't. There were times when people were like, "Oh, that's all you need? Absolutely, you can have that. Sure, it works out perfectly. This is in alignment with what we're trying to do. Please take that." And there's other times that yes, people did not honor that. Guess what? I have choice and agency over my life, so I get to walk out. I get to go find better. Because what I know is I bring something very valuable to the table that you don't have on your team. Therefore, you need me. But if you can't respect me, then I can walk on to what's next. And when you are that powerful in your life, lots of great things happen to you. And sometimes that work environment is like, oh no, that's not what I meant. They want to backtrack what they said. But baby, I heard you the first time. And guess what? You don't get a second chance.
Mm.
Sometimes you may give a second chance. But when you know your worth, you're like, is this worth a second chance? Because how have they been treating me the previous months? Oh, because they're afraid to leave me, they're gonna change. No, baby, they're gonna change that month and go back to who they are. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. I think that's Maya Angelou. Absolutely believe them.
Mm. Yeah. That's such an important piece of information. Yeah. You have to see the first thing that they say is the truth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the second time they realize and try to make it up. But then
Oh
if
yeah.
you value yourself, then it's very important that you consider those points and you just don't neglect it, because every time you neglect their words, you're neglecting yourself.
Yes, yes. And don't let them gaslight you.
Yeah.
Don't, that is, oh my gosh. I have stories about being gaslit. I have seen clients be gaslit. And I'll tell you, that is such a dangerous thing to do to somebody and to receive because then you start to question yourself. You start to wonder, am I crazy? Did I make this up? Is this, did that really happen? Now I can't remember. They're
Yeah.
playing tricks on you. They're
Yes.
playing tricks on you. And this is why it's so important that you have trusted people around you where you can go to them and talk about what you're going through in life. I don't believe anyone should live life alone, whether you're succeeding or you are struggling. You need community. And when you tell people what you're going through, and you're like, they said this and that, they can remind you, well, last week they did this. Girl, that is them. That's not you. This is
Mm.
gaslighting at its finest. It keeps you grounded.
Mm.
Um, And I think that's so, so important that you don't take what people say about you so truly. Like sometimes I think people project, and so you have to be very careful with that and not carry those wounds around, which is so challenging. Like I think about my own story right now and the wounds that I carry from being gaslit. And I'm like, you know the truth. And speak up even when your voice is shaking. I had to do something that was very hard recently. Um, and I did it while shaking. I did it while losing sleep. I did it while trusting myself and knowing that it was hard, but I deserve better. I deserve better. And so even though I know that, I had to trust myself and do the hard thing. Are there consequences to hard things? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always ask myself, which is better for me? Because I believe at the end of the day, if you honor who you are and your values and you stay with healthy character, you'll always win even when it feels like you're not winning right now.
Mm.
And that is so important. You'll always win even when it feels like you're not winning right now. People have lost their minds and they're operating in a way that doesn't always feel good, like they have integrity or like someone raised them. But if you stay in an alignment with who you're called to be and your purpose, you will always win. Even when you do the challenging things. Like when I did that challenging thing recently, and I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. And I remember saying as soon as I did it, whatever happens, I will be okay. And that's the words of my mother. She's always like, girl, whatever happens, you're gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
when you hear that in the moment you're struggling, you're like, I don't know that. But you have the data that whenever you do, everything is going to be fine.
Yeah, that's very important to remember.
Mhm.
That because hard things are going to come. It's not that it's not. So everything that is coming to you, it's just you have to remember that this will go. This will go away. This is just momental. This is just for few minutes or few days, few months, but this will go away. So that trust is so important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Mhm.
That trust is so important. I think that's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. I
Yeah.
trust myself.
Trust myself.
Like
Yeah.
I trust myself even when I make a mistake.
Yeah.
I so I knew that I was called to move to Dallas, Texas. I'm from Oregon too, so opposite side of the country. I know for a fact I moved too soon. I
Mm.
moved out of anger. I moved out of pain. Um, and I was like, I'm just ready to go. You know how you get bratty and you just do something? Like I knew that I was going to move. I don't think the timing was right. And there were moments where I was like, it was so hard. I moving to Dallas was one of the hardest things I've ever did in my life. It was very challenging on so many levels. I had really unhealthy thoughts. Yeah, it was a hard time. And I remember when a semi truck was inches from hitting me, and we were on the highway. So I knew, like, it wasn't going to look good, right? And so in my spirit, I hurried up and shifted the next lane, but I didn't look to make sure there wasn't a car coming. And you
Mm.
can't tell me that wasn't the Holy Spirit looking out for me. And I was like, you know what? I trust myself. Even through this mistake of moving too soon, I trust myself. Even though it has been challenging and I've been through hell and high water, I trust myself. And
Mm.
if you can trust yourself, then you absolutely know everything's going to be okay. Because
Yeah.
think about the things that you've gone through previously. You're not new to hardship, you're true to it. You've gotten through it before. Why would you not get through it this time?
This time. Mm.
And I think so often we don't want to feel the hardship. We want to rush it. And if you don't learn the lesson now, you're going to repeat that lesson. So maybe it's okay, I don't like the way this feel. I'm losing sleep. This is uncomfortable. And I still trust myself. And I know better is coming. So I'm just going to ride this out as best as I can. Um, and still do things that bring life to me. Like when I was struggling, and when I tell you I was struggling, I didn't know night from day, struggling, and I would still go hang out with my friends. I was joined a running community, so I would still go to my runs, even while I was very depressed situationally. And it's because I trust myself. What I'm going through right now is a page in my book. A page. It is
Mm-hmm.
not the book, y'all. Trust yourself. I think that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. Trust and confidence. Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually very beautiful and informative for anybody watching right now.
Mhm.
Beautiful. So, a little bit about finance. I'm just trying to understand why do so many women avoid looking closely to their, finance, even when avoidance can make their things worse. But still, they don't even want to get indulged into it. Why is that? And how they can, take more control of their finances.
You can't fix what you don't know. And
Mm,
that means multiple things in the situation. If you don't know how much money you coming in and how much you spend monthly, you can't fix that.
mm,
Without that information, you also don't know how much money you need to be making. So I always tell my clients, get on Google Sheets. It's very easy. I think everyone has access to Google. If
yeah.
you don't, you can even write it. You can do the old-fashioned way. That's how I used to do it. You
Mm,
want to write down all your bills, every
mm,
last one.
okay.
And then you want to look at your paycheck. How much do you have left?
Mm,
And based on how much you have left, are you thriving or surviving? If you are surviving, you need a new job. You need additional income. And I don't believe in working two jobs and three jobs. I don't believe in that. That is stressful. So
right.
I say you need a new job. And
Ah,
when you're looking for a new job, you're going to do a different type of budget. You're going to expand on the first one. So now you have all your bills, right? But I told you earlier that saving was important. How much
yeah.
money do you want to invest into your retirement account through your job? How much money do you want in a savings account within your bank
Mm,
accounts? What does your FUN account look like? Fun can be entertainment, hair, all those things. What does all that look like? And then add additional money because you just never know. That's how much money you need to be making because that allows you to thrive. But you only can know that number if you look at where you are. And I am very sick and tired of people telling, I don't like to use the word poor. That just feels disgusting. People who are financially struggling to cut out the coffee. You think
ah,
$5 is really the problem?
no.
It's not. It's how
Mm,
do I earn more so that I can continue? Well, coffee's not even $5 anymore. But how can I earn more to continue to buy these coffees that I desire and I love? Because they
mm,
bring you great joy. So
right.
often we're trying to budget and we trying to penny pinch where it's I need to trust myself and go make more. But we're scared to look at our finances because we know that we don't make enough. We know
Mm,
that we're living paycheck to paycheck. And then we feel guilty because we decided that we wanted to go to a fast food and spend $10, $20. You're guilty for something that brought you so much pleasure that you should enjoy here and there.
mm,
We have been conditioned in society to think that we're the problem. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we are the problem in our own lives and we need to learn and grow. And other times it's we don't have enough.
right.
And so you have to look at your finances without any judgment.
Hmm.
Do it as a self-care, self-love activity. I need the data. And then let's say that you are making enough and you're just out here just spending. Well, now you have data to say, how can I show more love to my money? How can I treat my money with care? But the
Hmm.
only way to know that is by doing the work. So maybe it's you. We all have these fine, handy dandy cell phones, putting a 30-minute timer on there, and you create a spreadsheet with all your bills and how much you make. And now you're like, okay, I know what I need to do. And I say need because your livelihood is very important. And so
Very.
you need to know what's going on. You need to know what's doing. This is an important matter that we should take seriously, not stress about, but take seriously so that we have our next step. And maybe your next step is I make enough money. I need to spend differently, which I used to love when this is like back in the day. This is like 10 years ago, 2015. Yes. I had a spreadsheet of my bills and all my stuff that I'm telling you all about. And I had envelopes with cash in them. And
Mm,
that would tell me how much money I got to spend at these various things. Like I don't remember, like I think maybe some of it was restaurant, clothes, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, your food budget is $100 this week. You
mm.
have 80 left. Use it wisely because you're not getting another 100 until the following week or whatever it is. And that kept me accountable to my goals.
Right.
Also, another thing that you could try out. I know that a lot of places are moving to cashless, which I absolutely dislike, but
Mm,
that means you're just paying closer attention to your apps, whether you use, I don't want to name any apps because I don't use them, but if maybe you're paying attention to your bank or you are keeping a note and you're like, okay, this is how much I spent on food. This is how much I have left. And
mm.
don't look at this as a chore. Look at this as I love myself and I want to live the best life. And part of living the best life is stewarding my money in a very healthy and conscious way.
Yeah, brain likes clarity, right? The more clarity we have, it's going to be so easy for us to see where we are lacking, where we have our strengths, and we can work on that immediately instead of, because we have so much chaos in the mind, we try to avoid that chaos.
Mhm,
What I think I have overspent, so I'm scared to look whether I have money enough to, for next week to pay my rent or stuff. So that clarity brings so much. Thank you so much for sharing those information. It's so informative, and I know like this is going to help, and everybody should use this.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah. With that, actually, we can start to build a lot of confidence, and then confidence bring a lot of self-esteem, and then self-esteem can bring, that, ah, I am the best. And
Yes.
that's where we have to reach. So I think this is like a building block for that. I'm the best version.
And when you're reaching to I'm the best, be
Yeah.
careful of the company you keep.
Yes.
And that's why I tell people when you are building confidence, it's so important that you don't ask people for their opinions. And
Mm,
we live in a society where we're always asking, what do you think about this? Should I do this or should I do that? It's sometimes it shows a lack of trust. Other times I'm unsure if I should do this. I need more information. But when you are building the foundation of confidence, it is so important that you're not asking for people's opinions and you're doing the work to understand what it is you desire and believe. So I don't ask for a lot of advice unless I absolutely know I need it. And I can't
yes.
see, I usually ask for advice if I'm honest when I'm pissed off. Because I sometimes believe that when we are in this state of anger or we're mad, we can't think from A to Z. We think of A and only A. And so this is where I tend to ask for more advice. Like, am I missing something? Do you see something I'm not seeing? And then other times I may ask for advice about when I'm just happy. But I think that when I ask for advice, I'm getting more data. I'm
Mm,
taking what you said to me and see what I should apply and not apply. And just because I don't do what you said do, it doesn't mean I didn't hear you out. And then
yeah.
sometimes when I get advice, I'm like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. I'm not doing that anymore. But when you're building this, I really want you to lean more on yourself.
Mm,
And I really want you to start making decisions. Oh, I'm so glad this came up. I don't know if this is all women, but I meet a lot of women like this. We're so indecisive. I
yeah.
think that's by design. I don't think that's how we really are. So I want you to start making little decisions. So let's say that you're going on a friendship date or you're going on a date with your partner and they're like, what do you want to eat? I need
Hmm.
you to list three things. I absolutely need you to list three things or at least one. And the reason for that is because I am teaching you how to build confidence and trust in yourself to start making decisions. And people are like, oh, this is little. The little things add up and it makes it
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah.
So
Very.
when someone says, oh, what do you have a taste for? There's no I don't know. That's not an answer. No one understands I don't know. What do you
Hmm.
want to put in your mouth? You don't know what you want to put in your mouth? Then I definitely don't know. So just
Yeah.
because like, I have a taste for I've been craving sushi. What about sushi? There you
Yeah.
go.
Hmm.
Make decisions, give input so that you can start to hear your voice and see that your voice matters. And if someone says, "Oh, I just had sushi," what else are you thinking? Don't take that as a personal affront. Don't take things so personally. It's not worth it. But please start making decisions
Hmm.
and trusting yourself. And if you make a mistake or was not the right decision, that's also okay.
That's okay.
Mistakes are learning. I don't think many people really fail. I don't believe in failure. I don't. I've never failed in my life. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. I've learned from them. I grow and I do better. And if I didn't learn from them, guess what? I'm going to have to learn one day. But
Yeah.
absolutely, do I feel like I'm a failure or have I failed at something? No, even when I've made mistakes on the job, because I know that when we make mistakes on the job, they weigh very heavily for a lot of us. And we tie our worth to our careers, which is just really not healthy. Even when I make mistakes on the job, I own them. And
Yeah.
I go to the supervisor and be like, hey, I made this mistake. I don't know what's next for us, or I don't know what's next for me. And I let them tell me. And I say, I appreciate you working through this with me. And
Hmm.
thank you for creating a space where I can make a mistake and learn from it.
Yeah.
If your supervisor is not allowing you to make mistakes, they have lost their minds.
Yes.
We are not perfect. We are not robots. I think people want robots as employees. You're not a robot. Make the mistakes, learn
Hmm.
from them, own them, take accountability for your mistakes.
Yeah. And don't be scared about it. Yeah, you have done the mistake. It's okay. Just let them know that this is you. what
Yeah,
can what can we do next? Instead
yeah,
of, dwelling more about what I have done.
right.
Yeah. The decisions we take on a daily basis, that's what I always tell my daughter as well. She's 9 years old. I tell her, wherever we go, wherever we, you should say, mama, I'm okay. No, you're not okay. You tell me what you want to eat, what you want to do, what toy you like, what is it that you want. Choose your clothes. Don't
Mhm.
depend upon people, because right now you are getting suggestions, but that suggestions one day will change it into your decisions. Then it will hurt you a lot. So don't let anybody's suggestion become your decision of life. So
Mhm.
take decision, own your decision, and then start speaking up. That's going to build a lot of confidence.
You are changing her life in ways that I don't even know if we truly understand right now. Because when you are in K through 12, there's a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of you need the latest this or that.
Mm,
And I know, I bet raising children with social media is even more challenging because all of the trends and things like that. But what you're
yes.
teaching her is to trust herself.
Mm,
Just because so and so has this or so and so believes this or wants this doesn't mean that's true for you. And you
mm,
have to trust and know what it is that you want. That is such a beautiful life lesson to give a child.
mm. Yeah, very small decision can change your life, the way you see yourself, the way you see the world. So it's very important information you shared. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
you're welcome.
Yeah. So you usually talk about women support women.
Mhm.
So how does having a circle of ambitious and financial confident women change the level of money a woman believe she's allowed to ask for?
Yes. Uh, I want to go back to childhood. Like I said, I started working when I was 14. Um, my first job where I absolutely had to decide my salary was when I was 15 or 16. I can't remember. I negotiated then, and I was
Mhm.
working at a retail store, and I still ask for more. So it's always kind of been in me that I'm going to ask for more. And the reason
Mhm.
why I'm sharing this is because in me asking, I know our employers don't like us to talk about our money and how much we make. That's by design. So that you don't ask for more, so you're not paid for wages, so they can keep this as a control thing. It's so unhealthy. But even as a young person, a child, I always talked about how much money I was making. I never kept that a secret from anyone. Um, something in me has always done this with women only. I don't know if I've ever told a man how much I made when we worked together. I don't know. I just feel like they got a little different society over there. Oh, so I remember being it was 2015. I was working at this job, and was it 2015, 2014, 15? I can't remember. And we were coming up for annual reviews. And I knew that I was doing so much more out of my job description. And I was going to ask for more. I absolutely was going to ask for more. And if they said no, I knew I was going to absolutely continue to look for another job too. And so I was talking to a coworker and I was like, our annual reviews are coming up. What are you asking for? And they did not want to share at all. Like, did
Mm.
not want to engage in the conversation. And I said,
Right.
okay, well, do you, boo? Hopefully you got the skills to know how to negotiate. Because by then, I had been negotiating for a while, so I wasn't nervous to ask for more. And we got into our one-on-one with my supervisor, and it's very common to get the 3 to 5 salary increase. Like that's typical.
Mm.
I got 20% during an annual review. That is not typical. And I
Mm.
came out happy and, thankful because I deserve, I'm worthy of that 20%. Like that 20% is a duh. And she was unhappy about it.
Mm.
What she got. I didn't ask, but I could tell. And she was like, "Oh, what happened? Blah, blah." And I said, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable sharing knowing our conversation we had previously. Because previously you weren't open to the conversation. And I
Right.
don't want you to start this change the work relationship because it can.
Uh,
Because now you're not, I know you didn't get 20%. I could tell.
yeah.
So that was a very eye-opening moment that could have shut me down from sharing about finances, or it can encourage me to talk about it more and more with women. And it encouraged me to talk more and more about it with women. So to talk
Mm.
about why I believe women support women and having this very robust girl circle.
Mm.
I see most women as my sister until you try me. If you try me, we are not sisters. I wish you the best, but not in my life.
Yeah.
I believe I have boundaries, and I know that we criticize women who have boundaries. We think they are the B word. We think that they're aggressive. Call it what you want. But I love going to sleep every night in a cold room, rubbing my feet and being grateful for the day.
Yeah.
So I have this robust girl circle. And I know that the company you keep is very telling about the life you will live. Your network is your net worth. That is very real, whether you want to believe it or not. And a lot of us grew up hearing, you're the company you keep, birds of a feather flock together. And
Yeah.
whether you agree or not, you're perceived that way. And
Yeah.
so with my girls, we talk about career opportunities that we know of that you may be great for. We
Mm.
talk about opportunities that we think that you should do. If you want to be a speaker, we're going to root for you. If you want to be a content creator, we're going to help you get that content. Whatever your goals are, we want to know and we share them. And we are very excited for you. The reason why we're able to do that is because we're confident in who we are.
Mm.
And we're also holding each other accountable. We spend a lot of time with people who refuse to hold us accountable. I had a friend, I'm just going to use this as an example. It has nothing to do with work, but I believe all these things are connected. Who you are in one area of life is who you are in all areas of life. So I have a friend, she's on this track of being married. She wants to be married. And she was looking at these different marriage dating coaches. And one coach talks about dating 3 guys and just having a good time. Another one talks about her clients getting married less than a year.
Mm.
And she is working with both of these coaches. And I said, "What is your goal?" She said, "To be married." I said, "Well, if you know your goal, why aren't your actions matching the goal?"
Mm.
And she was like, "Friend, thank you for calling me out. Yes, now I know how I need to move forward." From that day, she has not talked about dating these multiple people and, just having a good time. She's very much so focused on marriage. You
Mm.
need people who call you out and hold you accountable for your goals. You
Mm.
need people who are going to love you when times are hard, celebrate you throughout every season. And when you are playing games and selling yourself short, they're going to call you out. My friends know that if they don't negotiate their salary, they absolutely don't want to tell me it. I'm calling them
Mm.
out. Why? Iron sharpens iron. I'm only as great as the people I keep around.
Yes.
I want to be better. I'm gonna have you call me out. And it doesn't always feel great. It's like, oh my God, like now I have to think about this and do this or that. But guess what? It makes you better. It gets you closer to the goals that you said you desired.
Mm.
I love having girlfriends. It is the absolute best thing I've ever done in my life to make sure I have healthy girlfriends as well as healthy guy friends. You know, I got that too. Um, and I think it's just something that we all need. There was some research that came out that girls need a girlfriend date every 26 days. And I was like, I couldn't imagine waiting 26 days to hang out with some girl. I need it like every other week at least.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's very beautifully said.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, if every woman watching could adopt one money truth today, what should that truth be, and why does it matter right now?
That's a great question. I'm going to go out and say the money truth is you need to earn more. I don't see every woman out here having a great time traveling, uh, doing extracurricular activities, having hobbies, having a cleaning service or a chef or whatever it is to allow them to have more freedom. So I'm going to say more money. And what you're going to do is you're going to watch this video and you're going to uh, watch my other videos and maybe reach out if you desire, and you're going to figure out how you're going to get another job that pays you more so that you can have this freedom and this peace that you truly desire.
Yeah.
Yeah, make more money. There's a lot of money out there. The world will make us think that we are financially struggling. Some are, that is the truth. Some aren't, that is also a truth. Can you get in the category where you're not struggling with for money? I believe you can.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you so much for all your time, your energy. I could feel it. Every word was coming from your deep unconscious level. I know this is so deep into you. So I believe if somebody is really, really struggling to overcome their financial problems, they should reach out to you because your mindset is completely made up of something that you can truly truly make person change their way of seeing things in their life and help them come out of that difficulties that they are facing right now. So thank you so much for sharing all the knowledge.
My
I really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I'm thankful you have this space. I'm thankful we're having these conversations because they're needed. And what I want to tell people, because when you say they're struggling, they should reach out to me. There's so much shame around struggling and reaching out and telling someone that. I tell
Yes.
my clients all the time, if you are paying me and you can't come to me when you're struggling, I didn't do my job. I have
Mm.
not created a safe space for you to come and bring your entire self to the table. So there's work I need to do.
Yeah.
And me saying that to my clients has opened them up. And they have shared some of the craziest stuff with me. And sometimes it's not even about their career or my program, but I invite that level of intimacy. It's sacred. It's something that I appreciate and love so much from the women that I work with.
Do you want to share a little bit? I know we are just closing, but then still I want to share what your clients review, feedback, and what they share.
Things that they have reviewed is that they don't trust the process. And of course, you don't trust the process. It's new to you. You don't have any data to say that this works, which is
Mm.
why I always teach my clients to celebrate every little win. First of all, you're programming your brain to look for the wins, but I know that it helps you trust the process. I don't
Mm.
say that to them, but I know it does. Um, Things like that. Or they talk about relationship issues that they're having. Like a client shared about their marital problems recently. Um, and I've had clients share about like their health issues with their weight, their food, their sleep. Like I have heard it all, have
Mm.
heard it all. And I embrace it all. and I serve them even in that capacity, even though I call myself a freedom coach for a specific reason. I never wanted to focus only on careers. I want women to be free,
Free. Mm.
free. And that's why I call myself the freedom coach. So when someone brings me a problem that their back is hurting, they can't sleep at night. Do you absolutely know I'm going to try to find a way to be helpful in that situation? Absolutely. You're stressed. Your mind is running a mile a minute.
Mm.
What's the root of this? I'm going to ask you all the questions. And I'll be clear as day. I don't know the answer. I'm not a doctor. You probably need to go see that person. But what other things can we do in the meantime?
Mm.
This needs to be a holistic environment. And so I thank you for creating a holistic environment where people are here coming to you, sharing their most authentic stories, trusting that voice and knowing that everything is always going to work out for you. Adopt that. I tell my clients all the time, everything is always working out for you.
Mm.
Even when they share wins that they think are like, my clients come to me in the beginning. They don't always stay this way. I don't have a win. I guess this is a small win. I said every win matters here.
Yeah.
Please don't minimize them. And when they
Mm.
share, I'm like, everything always works out for you. They don't believe it in the beginning, but they'll come back like, Coach, everything always works out for me. Because I
Mm.
believe that. I believe in my program. I think I can talk about my program every day, all day. I can, because I love it so much.
Yeah.
I believe there's so much more for women, and now is the time to get everything that you can, that you desire, that's going to allow you to live the best life, the things that you dream about, the dreams that you no longer dream, they're still real and possible. Let's get them.
Yeah. Yeah. Truly. Thank you so much once again, Natalie. Thank you. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you times infinity.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us on this powerful episode of Magnetic Women Monday. If today's conversation with Natalie made you pause, made you think, or made you realize you have been accepting far less than what you deserve, then that's your sign. Remember, you are not stuck, you are not underqualified, and you are not asking for too much. You have simply been taught to expect less from the places that benefit from your silence. But that changes today. If this episode helped you, share it with women who needs to hear this and comment your biggest insight. I'll make sure to read all of it. And thank you, Natalie, for bringing your truth, your fire, and your generosity to this space. And thank you to everyone watching. This is Magnetic Women Monday. I am Ankita Pandey. Until next time, stay magnetic.